Hello and welcome to another episode of Current Affairs MCQ. Let's begin with the previous day's question. Regarding the National Action Plan on Climate Change, consider the following statements. 1. It is India's key policy framework aimed at tackling climate change challenges while promoting sustainable development. 2. It was launched in 2008 to promote low-carbon, climate-resilient growth in India. 3. It consists of 8 national missions aimed at addressing key sectors such as energy, water, agriculture, ecosystems, and urban habitats. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 2 and 3 only. C. 1 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is option D. National Action Plan on Climate Change is India's overarching policy framework to address the challenges of climate change while ensuring sustainable development. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It was launched in 2008 with the aim to promote low-carbon, climate-resilient growth through a strategic and multi-sectoral approach. Hence, statement 2 is correct. It comprises the following 8 national missions collectively addressing key sectors such as energy, water, agriculture, ecosystems, and urban habitats with the goal of achieving inclusive and sustainable climate resilience. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Let's begin with the first question. Operation Sindhu is sometimes seen in news in the context of which of the following? A. Iran-Israel conflict. B. Israel-Hamas war. C. Russia-Ukraine war. D. India's military response to Pahalgam terror attack. The correct answer is option A. Israel, under Operation Rising Lion, launched airstrikes and drone attacks on Iran's nuclear and military sites, including Tehran, the Natanz Uranium Enrichment Facility, a nuclear research center, 2 military bases in Tabriz, and an underground missile storage site in Kermanshah to prevent Iran from advancing towards building an atomic weapon. India announced launching Operation Sindhu to evacuate Indian nationals as fears of an all-out Israeli-American military strikes on Iran increased. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 2. The method of secure communication that uses quantum mechanics to generate and share cryptographic keys between 2 parties, ensuring that any attempt at eavesdropping is detectable due to the collapse of quantum states upon measurement, is best described by which of the following quantum phenomena? A. Quantum entanglement. B. Quantum key distribution. C. Quantum superposition. D. Quantum interference. The correct answer is option B. Quantum key distribution is a cutting-edge secure communication method that utilizes the principles of quantum mechanics to generate and share cryptographic keys between 2 parties. It involves the use of qubits or quantum bits, which are transmitted through optical fibers. These qubits are encoded on photons and are highly sensitive to disturbances, making them ideal for secure key exchange. A crucial aspect of QKD is its ability to detect eavesdropping. If an eavesdropper attempts to intercept the communication, the disturbance caused to the qubits will result in transmission errors, alerting the legitimate users. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 3. Consider the following pairs. We have theories or experiments and their key ideas. 1. Lamarck's theory. Genetic variations drive evolution through survival of the fittest. 2. Darwin's natural selection. Traits acquired during an organism's lifetime can be inherited. 3. Gregor Mendel. Genes are the stable units of heredity. How many of the pairs given above are correctly matched? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The correct answer is option A. Lamarck's theory, proposed in 1809, suggested that traits acquired during an organism's lifetime through use, disuse, or environmental factors could be inherited. Hence, pair 1 is not correctly matched. Darwin's natural selection argued that genetic variations, not acquired traits, drive evolution through survival of the fittest. Hence, pair 2 is not correctly matched. Finally, Gregor Mendel's research demonstrated that genes, rather than environmental factors, are the stable units of heredity. Hence, pair 3 is correctly matched. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 4. Consider the following statements regarding Spartaeus Karigiri. 1. It is a type of jumping spider named after Karigiri, Elephant Hill in Karnataka. 2. The females of this species exhibit parental care by guarding silk-encased egg sacs until the spiderlings mold into adults. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option C. Spartaeus karigiri, a newly discovered jumping spider species from Karnataka, marks the first recorded presence of the Spartaeus and Sonoita genera, part of the Spartaeus subfamily of Salticidae family in India, previously known only from Southeast Asia and Africa. The species is named after Karigiri or Elephant Hill of Karnataka. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Females guard silk-encased egg sacs, spiderlings mold into adults. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Question 5. Consider the following statements. 1. The Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation has revised the GDP base year from 2011-12 to 2022-23. 2. The Biswanath Goldar Committee 2024 was formed to recommend a new base year for GDP calculation. Which of the statements given above is or are not correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option D. The Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation announced that the government is revising the GDP base year from 2011-12 to 2022-23. The revised data will be released on 27 February 2026. Hence, statement 1 is correct. GDP is the key metric for measuring a country's annual economic growth or its overall economic size, and the base year serves as the reference point for these calculations. The base year for Index of Industrial Production will also be revised to 2022-23, while the base year for Consumer Price Index will be revised to 2023-24. In June 2024, MOSPI set up a 26-member advisory committee on national account statistics to decide the base year for GDP data under the chairmanship of Biswanath Goldar. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Question 6. Consider the following. 1. Global Biofuels Alliance to promote sustainable biofuels. 2. Basel III banking norms to tighten global banking regulations. 3. Paris Agreement on climate change. Which of the initiatives given above are launched at the G20 summit? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 2 and 3 only. C. 1 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is option A. Global Biofuels Alliance was launched at the G20 2023 summit held in New Delhi, India. The aim of the GBA is to promote the adoption and development of sustainable biofuels globally. This directly aligns with the G20's expanding agenda on climate change and sustainable development. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Basel III banking norms is a global regulatory framework designed to strengthen the financial system and was endorsed by G20 leaders at the 2010 Seoul summit. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The Paris Agreement on Climate Change was adopted in 2015 under the framework of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Although the G20 has supported climate change and influenced global climate policies, it is not the body that launched or formally adopted the Paris Agreement. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 7. Consider the following statements with reference to bond yield and bond price. 1. When the price of a bond rises, its yield falls. 2. When the market interest rates rise, bonds with lower coupon codes become more attractive. 3. Inflation causes bond yields to fall. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? A. Only one, B. Only two, C. All three, D. None. The correct answer is option A. Bond yield is the return an investor earns on a bond. It is usually expressed as a percentage and represents the income or interest or coupon payments relative to the bond's current market price. Bond price and bond yield move in opposite directions. When the price of a bond rises, its yield falls. When the yield rises, the price falls. Hence, statement 1 is correct. When the market interest rates or yields rise, existing bonds with lower coupon rates become less attractive, so their prices drop to offer a competitive yield. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Inflation erodes the purchasing power of fixed bond payments, causing bond yields to rise and existing bond prices to fall. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 8. Consider the following statements regarding the ISRO's SpaDeX mission. 1. It aims to develop and demonstrate autonomous docking technology between small satellites in high Earth orbit. 2. The mission duration is planned for up to 2 years. Which of the above statements is or are correct? A. 1 only, B. 2 only, C. Both 1 and 2, D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option B. Space Docking Experiment or SpaDeX mission was launched by ISRO in December 2024 from Sriharikota via PSLV C-60 along with 24 payloads on the POEM-4 or PSLV orbital experimental module. SpaDeX will also use PSLV's fourth stage POEM-4 for experiments from academic institutions and startups leveraging microgravity conditions. SpaDex's primary goal is to develop and demonstrate autonomous rendezvous and docking technology between two small satellites in low Earth orbit. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. India became the fourth country to achieve space docking using two small spacecraft, SDX-01 Chaser and SDX-02 Target using the SpaDeX mission. The mission duration is planned for up to 2 years. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 9. Consider the following statements. 1. Coal is classified by carbon content as anthracite, bituminous, lignite, and peat. 2. As of financial year 2024-25, India is among the top 5 countries in the world in terms of coal reserves and consumption. 3. The primary objective of the Shakti policy by the Ministry of Coal is to promote coal imports for thermal power plants in India. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 and 3 only, B. 2 and 3 only, C. 1 and 2 only, D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is option C. Coal classification based on carbon content includes anthracite, 80 to 95% carbon, highest quality, bituminous, 60 to 80% carbon, lignite, 40 to 55% carbon, and peat, less than 40% carbon, lowest quality. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Bituminous is the most commonly used type of coal for electricity generation in India. As of 2025, India holds the world's 5th largest coal reserves and is the second largest consumer of coal after China globally. Coal accounts for around 55% of India's overall energy mix and over 70% of its electricity generation. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The Shakti scheme for harnessing and allocating koila transparently in India, policy by the Ministry of Coal, aims to ensure transparent allocation of domestic coal to thermal power plants through competitive bidding and linkage rationalization. It seeks to reduce coal import dependence, supporting domestic coal utilization and energy security. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Question 10. Consider the following statements regarding the West Asia region. 1. West Asia is bordered by the Mediterranean Sea, Red Sea, Caspian Sea, Persian Gulf, and the Gulf of Oman. 2. The region includes key sub-regions such as Arabian Peninsula, Fertile Crescent, Caucasus and Anatolia. B. Bab al-Mandeb Strait between Arabia and Africa connects the Red Sea with the Mediterranean Sea. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 and 2 only. B. 2 and 3 only. C. 1 and 3 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is option A. West Asia is a sub-region of Asia located west of Central and South Asia, south of Eastern Europe and north of Africa. It is bordered by major water bodies including the Mediterranean Sea, Persian Gulf, Red Sea, Caspian Sea and the Gulf of Oman. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The region comprises 18 countries with key sub-regions like the Arabian Peninsula, example Saudi Arabia, UAE, the Fertile Crescent, example Iraq, Syria, the Caucasus, example Armenia, Azerbaijan, and Anatolia, which is in Turkey. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Bab al-Mandeb Strait between Arabia in northeast and Africa in southwest connects the Red Sea, which is in northwest, with the Gulf of Aden and Indian Ocean, which is in the southeast. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Now let us look at a practice question. Consider the following statements. 1. India lacks a uniform central law on begging, with the Bombay Prevention of Begging Act 1959 serving as the main legislation that criminalizes begging. 2. The SMILE scheme includes 2 sub-schemes, namely rehabilitation of persons engaged in begging and empowerment of transgender persons. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. Please provide your answers in the comment section.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.